Hey guys, this is Jeremy with Fleetwood Patch. Today I'm going to be giving you the top 5 things you need to consider before you buy some chickens. Stay tuned. Hey guys, thanks for joining us today. So today we're going to talk about the 5 things you need to consider before buying chickens. The top 5. 5. Coming in at the top of the charts this week at number 5. Number 1. Does your city and county allow for chickens? Before you start going out and going to all these tractor supply places or mom and pop stores that sell chicks, biggest thing you need to figure out is, are you even allowed to have chickens in your city and county? In a lot of places, yes, but there are places where you cannot have them. So definitely double check. Make sure that it's something that you can do before you go out and get a bunch of cute little fuzzy little birdies only to find out you got to get rid of them. Number 2. The cost. Money. Now, to be honest, the chicks themselves are going to be the cheapest part of the whole thing. That's just a fact, guys. But there's other things you need to consider with cost, and that is getting a coop. Coops cost a lot of money. Even if you want to make your own coop, lumber's sky high right now. So think about if that's something that you can't afford. I will definitely suggest before you get chicks, the very, very first thing you need to do, before you even get those chicks, months ahead of time, get that coop set up. Have a coop ready to go before you even get the chicks. So coop cost is one of them. Then you also have feed involved. And you also have bedding. Then you got to think about things like, what are they going to eat out of? Do you have a bowl? Do you have a watering dish? All those things must be in place well before you get your chicks. Number 3. The breed. Go online and do some research as to what type of chicken would do best in your area. Now, we all see things all over YouTube, and in fact, I even posted one about how well they do in the cold. Well, that's because I did my research and I found out which ones actually do well in the cold. Not all of them do. Where we're at, it literally can get down to the negative temps. Now, for something like a barred rock or an Easter egger or a buff Brahma or a buff Orpington, they do great. Why? Because they're thick birds and they have a lot of feathers. They do great. But you got to be careful on things like possibly leghorns. I'm not sold on leghorns being a good breed, a good fit for my area and my temperature. It can get down, like I said, to negative degrees. Leghorns aren't always built for that. So you got to definitely look into what's going to fit for you. The fact is, some chickens do very well in heat. Some chickens do very well in the cold. And there are some that are dual purpose. They'll tolerate both the heat and the cold. But make sure you're getting the right type, guys. The last thing you want to do is get a chicken and find out that they're really struggling in the weather that you got. Make sure they're nice and comfortable and that they can handle it. Number 4. The noise. Turn that racket down. Yes, it's true that some chickens are going to be quieter than others. If you're okay with getting ones that make noise, make sure it's okay with your neighbors. Yeah, I get it. We live in a world right now where people have their dogs out at all hours of the night and they're barking at 2 o'clock in the morning. So, hey, why shouldn't I get chickens? I should be able to have my noise in my backyard too, right? Wrong. 2 wrongs do not make a right. A little bit courteous, I think, to the people around you. Just make sure that whatever breed you get, that they'll be okay with the noise. And a lot of times, they don't even notice the noise. But there are those people that get a little touchy about it. Now, I found that our barred rocks and our Easter eggers that we have really don't make a lot of noise. But when you start getting into things like Rhode Island Reds, they get a little bit louder. So, again, make sure you're getting a breed that you can tolerate the noise and everybody else around you can tolerate it as well. And rounding out at number 5, space. 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 The final frontier. No, I am not talking about that kind of space. I'm talking about, do you have enough room for your chickens to roam around? Do you have at least 1 square foot per bird in your coop? Now, I know that sounds like a no-brainer, but you'd be amazed how many coops are out there that'll say they fit 10 or they fit 8, and I wouldn't even put 6 in there. It's just too crammed for them. Now, at night, no problem. They huddle up together, they keep warm, they do great in spaces like that. But when the day comes and you let them out, make sure they have plenty of room in that run to walk around, run around, do whatever they need to do. Because what's going to happen is eventually that's just going to get too small for them, and they're going to start to get a little anxious. And when they get anxious, they start to peck at each other. And they start to become little bullies, and that's definitely one thing you don't want to see. In a run, ideally, what I think would be the best option would be 4 square feet per bird. Meaning, if you got 4 birds times 4 square feet per bird, you're going to want to shoot for around 16 square feet total. Or if you have the room in your yard, let them roam free. Let them go about, do their thing, little manure in the grass, fertilize everything, make everything nice and pretty. That would be ideal. Now, of course, everybody doesn't have that option. We do not have that option. Why? Because we have aerial predators that come in, and I really don't want to subject them to that. So what we do is we make sure our run has plenty of room and that the coop has plenty of room for them to move around and get along very happy. So that is it, you guys. Those are our top 5 things to consider before getting chickens. By the way, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It just helps us out in the future. Appreciate it. If you have made it this far and you've gone through your top 5 and everything is still a go, please hit the subscribe button, because we do have videos coming up very soon about a complete guide, beginner's guide to raising chicks all the way to chickens. What we're going to do is we're going to go from the brooder, the coop, everything that you need, and the steps in which to do it at. So stay tuned to that. Until next time, guys, this is Jeremy with Fleetwood Patch saying, you got this. What do you think, guys? Should they get chickens? Think it's a good idea?